Hi everyone. I have a few updates for you. First of all, my passion flower bloomed yesterday. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. In the morning before work, I was thinking maybe I should shoot a time lapse of it because it was looking really big, like the flower bud. But then I was like, meh, what if it doesn't bloom today? And then I got home from work and I saw it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's so amazing. It's beautiful. And then this morning, it was all closed up. I guess passion flowers only last one day, which is so sad because they're so beautiful. Oh, but there is another big bud on it. So I'm gonna try my best to capture that one. I really hope I can get it because they're just so funky, like the funkiest looking flowers ever. And I just love them so much. Another thing is I laid straw down at the garden around my tomato plants, pepper plants, all the established plants. I did that like a few days ago. And then today I went to go water and there were no flea beetles on the tomatoes. I don't know if it's the straw or my pest control or what, but it was so nice to see the tomatoes not looking in distress and so sad. So that's really good news. And then I went to a garden center because I needed some soil. I had to repot some houseplants. I saw that they had, this is gonna be weird, but I saw that they had praying mantis egg sacs, or I want to call it like an Uthaka, or maybe it's an Utheka. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's an egg sac of a praying mantis. Can't really see it. I guess I could open it and you could like look at it, but it says to keep it in this container for 2 to 6 weeks, and eventually you will see them hatching. And then at that point, you can take them out and put them in your garden. This is what it looks like. It says 100 to 200 eggs, or I think it's more like nymphs, 100 to 200 praying mantis nymphs, which are the baby praying mantids. There's gonna be a lot of them. So I am gonna keep it in this container. I'm gonna look at it, and if I see anything happening, I will absolutely film it, and then I'll put them in the garden. I have like an aphid infestation happening out there all over my chamomile and my pansies, so that's why I got the mantids. But after I had already bought them, I was thinking, I really hope they're not like invasive, like an invasive species of praying mantis. Apparently they are, so it's not really too great to release them into the wild because they will eat beneficial insects as well, and you know, it's just not good for the environment. But I don't have any beneficial or pollinators on my balcony garden at all. There's like nothing. All I have are a lot of aphids. So I'm going to release them there, not in my big garden, and see if they can kind of cull the aphid population. Apparently a lot of baby mantids will eat each other as well, so I'm not gonna have exactly 100 to 200 mantids all over the place. So I hope that's like okay. I feel bad, but also I have this egg sac. Like, I'm not gonna destroy it. I guess what I'm saying is I hope they kind of hang out on the porch. Some will survive, some won't, and I hope it doesn't do too much damage to our natural environment outside in nature. I have one more thing to say. I was having a picnic with my boyfriend a few weeks ago. The park is surrounded by some really beautiful, nice homes in Denver. So I was curious and I wanted to look them up on Zillow just to see like how much they're worth. And there's one that popped up, I think it was $3.78 million, and they had pictures. So I looked through the pictures. It was a very old house, early 1900s, and what I really appreciated is they kept and restored the interior from that time. It was a beautiful house, like dream home. Not that I would ever want a $3 million house. It was just so stunning. But there was one thing that caught my eye, enough that I have to tell you because it was so cool. So in their sitting room or something, I don't really know what it is, but some kind of room with chairs, there are tiles above the fireplace. And I'll pop up the pictures of what's on the tiles. Yes, that is a lady spinning. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, I want this house simply for those tiles. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I really appreciate that they've kept the house kind of the way it was back in the day, I guess. They didn't modernize it in any way. And they also kept these tiles. Spinning is not a super common thing, especially nowadays. It's just not very common. So to keep something so old and beautiful up in one of their sitting rooms. I just love it so much. I love that. I would love to see this in person. Like, I just want to look at it. It's just beautiful. So yeah, I just had to tell you about that because, you know, I wasn't expecting that. You don't really see that kind of artwork in older homes, and especially newer homes. That's like a whole other topic of people doing hobbies or a lady spinning. You just don't see that. That's just like not a thing. So I was quite shocked when I saw that. And yeah, I just love it so much. I really appreciate old things, old homes that have the same decor of maybe when they were built, not just like gutted and made super modern. So whoever these people are that own this house, thank you so much for doing that. Please never get rid of the spinning lady above the fireplace. And if you sell it, I don't know, make sure the other people who buy it don't ever get rid of it, because it is a stunning piece. And I just think it's so cool. I don't know. I just had to tell you guys about that because I really couldn't believe it when I saw it, and it's just stunning. It's so, so pretty. So now that all of those topics are out of the way, I am going to get started on my second bobbin. This is the first one. It's beautiful. And now I'm going to be prepping this fiber and throwing it on the wheel. So let's get started. I have all of my fiber prepped. I am ready to start the second bobbin. I'm gonna try my best to get through at least half of it, if not all of it today. We'll see, but I would love to ply and finish this yarn in this video, so that's my goal. Let's get to it. Wow, how amazing was that passion flower opening? I love it so much. I sat here all morning with my camera outside, waiting for that thing to open. And while I was doing that, I was finishing the second bobbin. So pretty. Here's the other one. I believe this one has a little bit more fiber on it than this one. So I'm gonna try my best to use up all the fiber after plying. We'll see what I can do, but I'm gonna start plying today. I cannot wait to see how these are gonna look together. It's gonna be so fun. So I'm gonna set up my little Lazy Kate over here and get started. Hi, so I'm at the garden and I'm just gonna show you what's going on. We did have like a little hailstorm a few days ago, and I noticed a little bit of hail damage, but just minor leaf damage, nothing too wild. Also, my tomato looks so good, or tomatoes, I should say, but there are no flea beetles on there. The leaves look absolutely terrible, but there are no flea beetles that I see, which is great. I laid down straw on all the established plants, and I think that's really helping out, maybe masking the smell of the tomato to the flea beetles, something like that. But they seem to be doing well. Peppers are also doing really well. There are a few chunks taken out of the leaves. That's from the hail. This is purple komatsuna, and you can see that the hail kind of just tore them. There are also no flea beetles on the komatsuna, which they also love, so that's really good. Also, do you see this harvestman? Sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. I really need a weed so bad, but those are the potatoes. Doing really well. So nice. I planted beans over here like last week. It looks like I have one and a couple over there that are starting to come out of the ground. So exciting. That's awesome. These are black beans, and you can kind of see the bean shell right there, the seed really. It's dark purple. These are peas. I need to get them to go onto the fence behind them. You can see there's a huge mess of vines. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wow. This might be the purple peas, snap peas that I planted, because they got a little purpley red on the leaf. I don't see any flowers yet, so still waiting on the peas to actually fruit. And here are the onions, looking beautiful. Oh, I never have any issues with onions. They're always so easy. I think I'm going to do a little bit of weeding and then water, and then I'm gonna go home and spin. I am home now, and I'm gonna be working on this. This is the plied yarn. Here's how it's looking so far. I love it. I think it looks so cool. Once again, lots of fun colors mixing together with other colors. Big fan. So I'm gonna get to plying this, and I hope I can finish tonight. That would be really great, so you can see the finished yarn. So I'm gonna get to it. Let's go. So I finished this yarn last night. I really wanted to wet finish it yesterday, but I was low-key stressing out about all of the things I needed to do around the house. So I stopped spinning and I went and did those things. Sometimes responsibilities have to take over, unfortunately. But I just wet finished this right now. I'm gonna hang it to dry. It looks so beautiful. So many colors. I love it. I cannot wait to see how it looks when it's dry, and I cannot wait to see how many yards I get and how much it weighs. So amazing. You're gonna have to see that in the next video. Yes, because it is Friday and I need to edit this video, but I promise first thing next video, you will see this yarn finished and I will give you all the details about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.